everyone, welcome to our Warrior Babe interview with our veteran Warrior Babe, Brandy. Brandy has been a Warrior Babe for 6 months now. You started 6 months ago and you were at 148 pounds. You were at 21% body fat and you're 5'6". Can I share your age?
Yes,
Okay.
that's
46,
fine.
You're 46. And you dropped down in that 6-month period to 135 pounds, 15% body fat, not in the 6-month period, I'm sorry, in 4 months. And now what is interesting is you have been maintaining your weight, eating more food, yet we still see on a weekly basis that your body composition is still changing.
Yes.
So far in just these short months, your transformation has been incredible, woman. So everyone, Brandy is here today to share some pointers for you, babe, so that you can adopt her strategies for your own in your journey moving forward in your whole fitness and journey lifestyle. Okay, so welcome, Brandy. Excited to have you here.
Me too.
Yes. So let's just get like a little background from you. You know, I shared how old you were, but occupation, family. How long have you been in fitness, and how has like fitness and this nutrition world changed your life?
Yeah, as you said, I'm 46. I am a mother of 2 beautiful daughters. One is 15 and one is 11. I have been divorced, but I'm currently at the beginning of this year, my boyfriend and his 2 sons, who are 14 and 11, moved in with me and my 2 girls. So it's been quite a year, along with everything else. I am a special agent with Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation, have been for a little over 21 years now. So definitely an exciting, different lifestyle. I have been in fitness since I was a kid, but it's changed over the years. I mean, when I was a kid, it was all about sports. And I don't think anyone ever really taught me about nutrition, taught me about anything other than I just played sports, didn't really lift, do any of that stuff. Back then I could eat whatever I wanted and I was always very, very thin. Then I went off to college and stopped that and realized, wow, stuff kind of packs on when you start sitting down at a desk job and at school. And so I started, a friend of mine got me into lifting back then, but again, I still wasn't doing the nutrition. And then as the years progressed, I tried various things from insanity to, I can't remember, another at-home one, some Beachbody one. Then I got into CrossFit for 6 years. Oh wait, prior to that, I decided to train for a marathon, but didn't have any great support in the nutrition side of things or even the running side of things. And I did one marathon and can easily say I'll probably never do one again. Was not properly nourished. I became what I called a skinny fat back then. I looked lean, but if you touched me, I was pretty soft. So after that, I decided I wanted to build some strength and get into something different and went into CrossFit for over 6 years. And I really enjoyed it because I do enjoy being with people and working out with people. But again, nutrition was kind of eat because I'm working out. And I mean, I still ate well. I have never really had a problem with like overeating. It's just never have really focused on macros and eating the proper things to nourish my body. And I can tell you many times when I went to CrossFit, I probably hadn't ate for 3-4 hours before I had went to CrossFit. Wow. Probably not a smart thing now, knowing what I know from you and learning as I go. Got kind of tired of that. Felt like my body was probably not the best thing for CrossFit, just throwing weights around, because CrossFit, although you build strength, a lot of times you're just throwing stuff up because you want the best time. And form starts to go and injuries start to happen. And I decided to hire a personal trainer to help me kind of get back into weightlifting and figure stuff out. And he was great. And he helped me with the nutrition when I had gone through a couple firefighter fitness challenges. And I did great results. And he's the one who kind of encouraged me to go on to a fitness competition. And again, I was like, oh, no, 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 never. I can't walk across a stage in heels and a bikini. Are you kidding me? There's no way. And he's like, but Brandy, you're like one of the most disciplined people I know. You know, I tell you what to do and you do it, and you like ask questions if you like, can I eat at 11 instead of 11:30? And he goes, no one ever asked me that. They just do it. He goes, but you like had to have like everything. And I'm like, okay. So I decided to do that. Did very well for my first competition. Again, I'm very disciplined. And when he told me I could take a cheat, I did. If not, I didn't even lick a spoon. Would make things for my kids. I would not take a bite. I mean, so disciplined. But the after effects, it was tough. And I went in a kind of a downward spiral and just lost control of who I was. I never really had, like I said, a problem with eating. I ate somewhat right. I was in the pantry 24/7, just like shoving food in my mouth that I didn't want to eat. My kids would even be like, Mom, stop. What are you doing? I'd be in a ball, just in the fetal position, just like, what am I doing to myself? And I didn't reverse off right. I continued to work out, but wasn't eating right again. And then my personal trainer decided to make some changes to his business. So I wasn't able to go to him as much. So I decided to try F45, which is kind of a cross between what I'd say CrossFit and Orange Theory. So again, great workouts, but I was going at like 5 a.m, not eating before I went, lifting weights, doing stuff. I was still seeing, like, okay, my body's changing, but I was still kind of fluffy. Then COVID hit. Oh boy, did I feel sorry for myself and staying at home, and I couldn't go to my gym, and I just lost control. And that's when I found you and
brought us up to present day now.
Yeah, kind of begged you to open up some additional VIP spots because I did, because they were all well, I'm like, but I'm not on social media all the time. I can't get on in 10 minutes and be one of the first few. And
yes, I remember that. I remember that exactly.
Yep. So you said you
were upset.
It was. I'm like, what? And then you're like, okay, well, I'll open some up, and you talk to me. And honestly, I mean, I've followed you for a long time. I've watched you. I've watched your word. And I think what I like so much about, or why I want to be so involved in your program, is because you're real. You're talking about lifetime. You're not talking about the 3-month fix, the 4-month fix, the 6-month fix, the 6-week fix, which is a lot of the things. When I've done competitions, I'm very goal minded. And so it would take me 3 months, and I was strict for 3 months, and I did amazing, and my results would be phenomenal. And then, well, wait, I don't have another goal anymore. So what do? Okay, I go back to the eating, and then I get mad at myself, and I see where I'm at again, and I'm right back where I was. And I mean, in my life, since I hit my 20s to now, I've probably only fluctuated up and down 15 pounds, of course, except for when I was pregnant. And
sure.
Then, of course, the leanest I got and have been was at my competition weight. But for the most part, I'm usually range anywhere from that 135 to 150, maybe even down to 130. But I was tired of, I don't want a quick fix anymore. I want something that's sustainable. I want to not have to have a goal or a competition or something to motivate me and drive me. I want to just be motivated by life. And that's where, like, listening to you and watching you, and I'm, like I said, I'm so thankful that my begging got you to accept me 6 months ago.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I dropped the ball in the Revolution group, or one of the groups, and I was like, VIP's open, and we booked up so quick. And you reached out, and you're like, Nikki, I want to be in it. I remember that. So yeah, it's been 6 months now, and you brought us up to present day with COVID, like all the things that you've done, tried, and you were searching for that lifestyle change. Because I think I remember, like, this is where we're going to come up to like present day now, and let's talk about the results you've accomplished in this period of being in the VIP. And it's also it's the physical side, but your start, I remember talking to you, and it was a big traumatic experience after that competition, which not many people share that, because a lot of competitors go, and it's very, very widespread, well known, to go into that downward spiral after competition, physically, mentally. And that's one of the reasons why you were like, I want to be in the VIP. I want to work with you directly. So, and guys, I'm going to let her speak to it, but your results have been insane, just not from the physical side of things, but from the mental side. So why don't you share with us the results you did achieve and how those results are improving your life now?
Okay. Well, as you said, the mindset's more than anything of the physical change, but the mindset, like I told you, I knew and understood what macros were. I knew and understood how to eat appropriately, but the implementation, and I would be so strict on myself because that's all I ever really knew. Because when I implemented, I was strict in the sense that, as I called it, clean carbs or clean food. And with you in this program, I've learned to be able to indulge here and there, but fit it in my macros. And then those cravings for all the other bad stuff is gone. And I've had, oh my gosh, we've had probably 5 different birthday parties in the last 6-7 weeks. And I've been able to eat the same foods they do by fitting it in my macros. Instead of having the cake and ice cream they have, I make it some Halo Top because that's all I can fit in my macros, but I'm eating a dessert with them so I can celebrate with my family. I've been able to eat similar dinners to what they're eating, where in the past, I mean, I can guarantee you when I was in competition, I mean, my food was my dinner, and my girls, I had something completely different for them. And in the beginning of this, I followed that same path as I told you, and I was eating pretty much the same exact thing every day and not wavering. And now we're 6 months in, and I've been able to go to restaurants and have to change things on the fly, which was so difficult for me. But at the same time, so rewarding when I was able to make that change and go, oh, this is all doable. Now, granted, it's not to say that there's perfection in there when you record everything from what they give you, but at least the attempts there to stay and think about it and consciously have that, instead of just saying, screw it, and just give me a big plate of nachos and just give me this and give me that because you're out. But believe me, when I was getting cheat meals, I enjoyed those 100%. But again, it's so interesting to see that I am eating almost 2,600 calories now, with 330 grams of carbs a day. And I'm still hungry, just so you know. But, and
I know,
love the food. But before, I just recently showed you a picture because I was talking to Marie, one of the other VIPs, and we were just discussing, and I looked back to 2 years ago when I started my training for my competition, and I was at 136.3 or something. And one I just took last week, and I was like 136.6, almost exact body fat too, from the in-body scan when I first started there to the in-body scan here. And I look completely different. Like my legs, I was looking at my legs in comparison to the other ones, and I had more of a hips in the one. And I'm like, but to tell people that I was the exact same weight, almost exact same body fat, but it's been distributed differently. And I think a lot of that is that just learning too how to feed my muscles and feed my body. I mean, my pre and post workouts were never like what you've taught me. Even when I was in competition, do you know that I had, for my carb after my workout, was oatmeal? I didn't know you were supposed to have a fast acting, not a low. So here I'm doing these workouts in the morning and putting this in, and I'm thinking, well, that's not even getting into my body that quickly now, learning from what I've learned from you. And I mean, so just little things like realizing that, wow, just the education and the understanding. I mean, I've learned things all along the way, and great things. And then you've even improved those things. But the biggest improvement I've had in this program is my mindset, and being able to have, if I want a piece of chocolate, if I want some ice cream, if I want this, that you work it in. And, being in the Q&As and listening to other people, how they've done it, this community is more than just a community too. It's truly family. I mean, I was talking to Lisa the other day, and like she said, she goes, it's so weird how we can love people we haven't even met, but we know each other through this community. And it's like, you know, you reach out when you know, or you know someone's going through a hard time, and someone's always there for you because we understand each other. And I think I've always lacked that here, because not everyone of my friends understands the journey you're going through, understands why you worry so much about food, or understands. And it's like, to have people kind of care or have the same goals, it's nice. It's really nice. And then to have, I don't feel like you've had to give me too much tough love, but because I am pretty, I mean, I don't think I've really missed my macros, but a few times because of some personal things, and we discussed those, but it's still, I know you're keeping me accountable. And it's like, I feel this sense of like, I don't want to let you down. And I also don't want to let the community down, but I know this community, if I did, would be right here to pick me back up. I've watched it. I've seen it. I've seen people say, I'm having a tough time. What do I need to do? And someone's right there stepping in to say, okay, you know what to do it. And it's amazing what turns around. Or an accountability partner. I saw that recently in the VIP. Someone needed someone to keep them accountable. And if you need that and someone can do that for you, it's so awesome. And we just have such great, not only coaches, but people within this, I call it a family more than even a community. I mean, we really do care about each other. And so all of that has helped me grow and look at things differently. And with that, the physical results have came too. I mean, I really do kind of think I put the mindset over the physical any day. And I know in the past, it was the physical before the mind. And that's where, when I did come off of it and went, in life, I don't think I've ever been what I would call depressed. I had like weird depression to food and stuff after that. And I pulled myself out of it, but now I'm even that much better. And honestly, I would have probably told you I wouldn't have done. I loved the whole experience. The 17-week journey I went through, being on stage was the most amazing feeling ever. And I never felt so good about myself. And I strutted my stuff like nobody. I mean, like, I did not care who saw me in that bikini. In fact, I was like, look at me, because I look damn good.
How old were you when you did that show?
44.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah. And so, but then afterwards, I'm like, oh gosh, no. But being with you, I've expressed to you now that, I mean, because my girls, having them there and having them see how disciplined I was, and they're so proud of me. They want me to do it again, and they want me to do it with you.
That's amazing.
And they want to meet you.
Oh, it is so amazing. That will be such a great experience, and I would absolutely love that.
But I also know that I still need to do that. Like I've expressed to you, there's so much more I want to do, but mentally, you've got me to where, I mean, I know I've done the work too, but you and your community and your people have changed my mind towards food, life, consistency, results. I'm so happy. I mean,
you're incredible.
Yeah.
You're incredible. We make a really good team. I want to pull out something that you had just mentioned about like you being able to go out to the restaurants now and being able to swap things around. There's a lot of women that struggle in terms of the family aspect, and, you know, feeling like, which you've experienced, you've gone through, you had to make 2 separate meals. Well, now you've kind of learned how to make the meal and then also be able to eat what they're eating. Can you speak to that a little bit, so that a lot of women, they'll soak up what your experience has been making one big meal and eating what they're eating? How do you do that?
For instance, they like pizzas. Well, I've found these great things from Costco, these little mini NAMs or whatever they're called. And I've been able to figure out how to put a little bit of, you know, I just figured out within my macros, theirs may have, you know, sausage on it that's a lot fattier, and I do the chicken and I do spinach, and they may have, you know, pepperoni and olives and all that kind of stuff, but we're all eating pizza. Mine just might be modified a little bit to be a little bit healthier of a looking pizza. They want tacos and burritos. I'm having corn tortillas and that, but half the time they're looking at, Mom, yours looks really good. I'm like, try it, but they seem to think, it's got to have all the sour cream on it. It's got to have everything with it. But just, they've commented so much on me being able to eat. I can't tell you how many times it's weird to think that what I ate as food was so important to them. Even honestly, I had chicken nuggets and fries with them the other day. We baked those and baked things, and I had less than they did, but I fit it in my macros. Pot stickers and rice. I mean, again, a quick meal, but I'm able to have like 5 of the pot stickers, some white rice, and even a little bit of butter to make it, because I needed some extra fat. They might have had some, soy sauce and some other sauces in it, but we all figure ways to eat pretty much the same things. There's a few meals sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm just not even going to try that one, and I'll have a different one. But for the most part, I would say, 5 to 6 of the days I'm eating the same meal as them, just modified. Mm-hmm. And I think that we can all, I would have never thought this before, but you can find ways to have something within there. And again, I just have to adjust maybe what I have earlier and work backwards from what are we going to plan for dinner? I know I need my pre and post workout. So those are 3 that are definitely going to be done. And then how do I modify my other meals? And I like a lot of my other meals, so I may just have to reduce the size of them, or I may have to increase sometimes, because actually the pot stickers and rice I found, oh shoot, that doesn't have as much protein. So I had to add a little protein somewhere else. And it's kind of a game in the MyFitnessPal, but to like find those zeros and to balance out and, get close. And I have to say, I'm probably one of, how you say we can go plus or minus 5. Yeah, I'm probably usually right at the 0 because I have.
Oh my God. You know what? It honestly does not surprise me. Knowing you, it does not. That's pretty fucking incredible to hit the zeros across.
I'm like, oh, got to take 1 gram off here. Keep going back and look 1 gram. Okay. So I may take it to the extreme, but I still enjoy my food. But I don't know, it's a mental thing. I'm very much, as you know, a numbers person and analytical. And so I feel, and that helps me. But again, I'm feeling so good that I can finally have things that I'm like, I enjoy the pizzas. I mean, they're super yummy. I enjoy my little, 4 mini tacos at night with, and you just make it good. And it's just, but the basic thing I'd say to, is just planning. It truly is. Honestly, everything about eating appropriately, as I tell so many of my friends and family, is it's preparing and planning. Because when you don't, it is so easy to go in that pantry and just grab crap. Because it's easy, it's fast, it's quick. And the next thing you know, you're like, I got 3 of these, and I could have had this big meal that was the same calories, but this was so much more fulfilling than the little snack I just went to the pantry in. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I still have cravings. And like I'll tell you when, Nikki, I'm starting to want to go in the pantry and read it. So, yeah. But it is a good feeling with family to be able to sit with them.
The key thing is to plan ahead, for sure. Like you're saying, a key thing is to plan ahead. Now, you mentioned a little bit ago how much food you're eating, 330 grams of carbs, you're eating almost 2,600 calories. So how do you deal with that? Because I know you've come from competition dieting, you come from different methods of it before you got to WarriorBabe. How do you deal with the psychological side of eating more food in order to get where you are now, to building muscle and getting to it?
It's not hard at all for me. I tell you, I want to get up to Cheryl's 435, and I know you're going to be talking to her. I'm jealous. I want more food. Like, I'm looking every Saturday going, is she going to give me more? I'm so happy when you gave me 30 more grams last week. So honestly, because I've never really, the scale to me, I have always known that muscle weighs more than fat, and that I can stand next to another 135-pound woman and look completely different than them. And they could even look leaner than me. I mean, So I've always understood that, but I've noticed with my body and more food, it does some amazing things. I mean, I really feel like feeding it. I mean, we had that one stage when I came to you, I'm like, Nikki, I'm like, my body on Wednesday is saying, I'm going to hold all this food because you're not feeding me enough. And sure enough, you bumped me up from 19, I think we were about 1900 calories then. You bumped me up to 2400, and my body just responded so well. And yeah, I haven't changed much in weight probably in the last 2 or even 3 months, but my body has changed. And to see that I can eat more and enjoy food and my body responds and I'm not like packing on the pounds, it's telling me, I used to always say, oh, I'm getting older, my metabolism's really slow. That's the problem. I don't think that's a problem anymore. It was how I was eating. It was what I was eating. It was the times I was eating. And again, when I was in competitions, man, I drank my water. I had my 6 meals. I worked out like I was supposed to. But when that would be over and I didn't have anything, I wouldn't drink the water. I'd go back to just having my tea. And I knew, so one, you retain more water. I would go back to maybe 3 meals a day, spacing them out. And then I wondered why I wasn't hungry. Well, my body was like, well, I'm going to hold on to everything because you're not going to feed me every couple hours like you were. So it's not hard for me because I just love food. So I'm honestly ready for more. But
That's awesome.
No, I know for some it's really hard in getting it in, but I think once your body starts responding and you allow your mind to go away from how much food it is because you were so used to, I never really did the 1,000 calories. I mean, my body couldn't survive. I'd say the lowest I was 1,600. Even during training, he rarely got me below even 1,200. I mean, because my body responded with more food. But for those women who were used to not having anything, I get that it's hard, but if you let your mind and your body use it, you'll start enjoying those additions and figuring out that, oh, this is actually good. Oh, watch this go to my muscles in my thighs, or watch this go to but I think our mind, we have to shut off and say, oh, this isn't just going to get immediately stored as fat. Cause that's how I used to think too. Gosh, the more food I ate, the more fat I'd be, whatever it might be, but I don't think that way.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a great mentality that you've formulated for yourself, and you can speak to so many women who think that more food's going to gain weight, but it's just a way that people are conditioned to think through the years. So,
well, and I think because think of things out there. I look at my job and everyone thinks, unfortunately I've investigated a lot of cases where people believe that, they can give someone $100 and in 16 months they'll get $16,000 and they invest, and millions of dollars later, of course, it's a Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, and it goes down. Well, same kind of thing. You can invest in 3 months of your life and get a result, but then if you don't continue to invest in your life, it's going to go away. It's just, there's no quick fix. We all, like I said, whether it be money, whether it be fitness, whether it be weight, we all want that quick fix. It might be there for a short term, but then it's gone. I mean, and that's what, like I said, I love about you and your program is you're not telling us you're going to get results in 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months. You're going to get some results, but you're not going to get the instant results you're asking for. Exactly. But I can't wait to even see, Marie and I were talking like where we've come in 6 months, where even another 6 months. I mean, looking at you 5 years ago, looking at Madeline, I think what she posted, that was like 4 years ago. I mean, it's amazing to see what you can do to your body when you stay consistent and you continue to feed your body. And
100%. That's exactly what I was talking to Jen about this morning. And if you guys, see Jen's interview, if you haven't watched it, or, when this releases, Jen's interview will also be released. But I said to her, I was like, you've accomplished what many women try to accomplish in 5, 6 years, 4, 5, 6 years, you've accomplished in a year and 6 months. And like same boat for you. Like you've been on the journey, you've done it, you've done a competition mentally. Now you've accomplished what many women struggle with 4 years in a six month period. Which is freaking incredible because you're turning it into a lifestyle. You realize that the habits that you were doing before, aren't serving you in the way that you want to think around food and be with the family and have treats. Like you had to recondition your mind to formulate new habits by being thrown in the trenches inside of a restaurant and having to readjust everything. And you were afterwards, you're like, oh, it's really not that bad. Like I just had to adjust it. And then so now you experience that, you build an experience around it. And now it's like next time you go and do it, it's not going to be that bad. So like it's incredible what you've done in the past couple of months, mentally, physically. So you were talking about like how you were joining here and being a part of the community and Marie in 6 months and everything. Now, how did you first hear about WarriorBabe? What piqued your interest the most about it?
You. So I got on Facebook only about 2 years ago. It's always been, social media has always been a struggle of mine. I've feared it because of my job. And so but when I was single, kind of was like, oh, I should probably really, get out there and reach out and find some people. And somehow your feed, I still remember it. The first one I ever watched, you were on like a whiteboard and you were writing stuff on a whiteboard about macros. And I'm like, yeah, makes sense. And I'm like, I need to figure out my body type. And I kind of watched some of your little preliminary videos. I watched you through Bali, and just you intrigued me. And your personality, your real, like I said, you were never trying to sell a short term. You were talking about life. And when I saw you is when I was struggling the most with food after my competition was a year and a half ago. So it was shortly before my competition that I got on social media. And then it was after that I really started kind of following you and listening to you, watching you. And it's truly you. I mean, you are what drew me to it. And I kind of looked back at some of your posts from when, you did your competition, became a pro, and well, I think 3-time pro, but the latest one you did 2 years ago, I saw those photos, and then still looking at you now and going, she still looks amazing. And it's like, I remember I came off and I went from looking amazing to really quick. Now within the community, I've watched you train others and see how they came off. And it's just amazing to see the difference when you have someone there to guide you through and teach you the appropriate way to come off and to reverse and all that. But Facebook and you, and like I said, it's weird how Facebook, like you can say a word over and over again and then it pops up. So somehow you popped up. I was talking about what I might have been wanting to find. You came up. So Facebook knew I needed to meet you.
What made you pull the trigger? What made you pull the trigger to joining?
Well, honestly, so I did join your blueprint first, and it was because you had a Black Friday special. I mostly did it just to get the calculators because I'm, as you know, not a big fan of reading. And I'd much rather just be told what to do on certain things in life than have to read up on it because you're the expert. So I did it. I think I talked to you like once before I had surgery and you told me to stay on my macros. And then I just kind of let it go and didn't really go back into it. Then COVID hit. I got back into it, recalculated my macros, bought your at-home workout. Cause I'm like, I got to do something because I was feeling sorry for myself. Like I said, so many things had hit. We'd got 2 brand new puppies. There was just so many life changes. And I'm like, you're done feeling sorry for yourself. Get your ass back in there. Excuse my language. Oops, sorry. And figure this out. And so then I think I talked to you maybe 1 or 2 more times once I was kind of getting back into your 6-week program. And then the VIP thing came out. And that's when I'm like, this is what I need. For some people, I think the blueprint is probably amazing. You have so many different programs and I think there's a different fit probably for everybody. But for me, I knew this was my fit because again, I am good at following. If I know I trust and believe in somebody, which I trust and believe in you and your process and I will follow it. But if I have to figure it out on my own, I'm not so great at that. I'll do okay, but I wouldn't be where I am today if I wouldn't have joined the VIP portion of your program. I don't think mentally and who I am, I would have got as much out of the Blueprint program as I did with the VIP program, just because of me, not because of your program, but because I know my limitations and wanting to sit down and watch videos and wanting to sit down and all great stuff. I did listen to a few, but then, you know, life gets in the way. And so this is why I'm here, is you.
Thank you, Brandy. Well, it's been a pleasure being your coach, because you are fire. Describe to me what Warrior Babe, describe being a Warrior Babe. What does that mean to you?
It kind of back to what I said earlier. It means being part of a something bigger, and that bigger being the community, that bigger being the family, that bigger being we're all in this together, and we're women who have like minds and want to be healthy and fit for our families, for our friends, for ourselves, and be there as kind of a guide to others. I mean, I preach your program to anyone who, you know, sees me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're looking amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm eating so much. They're like, what? You know, I truly believe in you. I truly believe in your program. I truly believe in this family, this unit. And I think the support that comes with it's just, you wish that everyone around you could be like that. But there's so many, as we've talked numerous times, negative and haters out there. And most of them are because they're jealous themselves, that they can't apply themselves. They're not dedicated enough. They're not disciplined enough to say, no, I'm going to take control of my life. I'm going to be in control, because you know what? We're better people when we get our workout in, when we eat appropriately. Because when I wasn't eating right, I was working out, but wasn't eating right, I was cranky. I was upset because you still don't feel good and you don't think right. And so being part of this community has changed my life in the sense of how I see things and what I see in the future for myself. And I hope to be a part of this community for many years to come. So
Incredible, babe. You're awesome. Now, I know you recommend, like you recommended a lot of people to the program. So right now, who's listening to this interview, why should somebody take action right now to join Warrior Babe?
Well, I think we always in life say, well, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start the next day. And you never do. And so you need to just start right now, because you won't regret it. Again, a lifestyle change, but you have to come in with the mindset of knowing you're not teaching them how to change themselves in 6 weeks and just be done. You're not done. I mean, we are constantly a work in progress. We are constantly someone who, within this community, we all know that it's not over. It's always happening. And so make that change, and the rest of your life, I foresee so much better of a future with me, with food, with life than I ever did before.
You're incredible. You're incredible. I love you, Brandy. So let's give a closeout to everybody that's listening. Let's talk about your favorite snack/macro combo.
Oh, well, you got to see me eat it the other day. My favorite is I have brown rice with seasoned turkey burger with taco seasoning, salsa, and avocado. And of course it's warm. So I always love when it's a warm dish, and it's like so fulfilling. It's spicy, it's flavorful, and it's by far, I have it every day. And the few days when I can't have it is usually when I go to my kids' sports, softball, that, and I'm out for the whole day. And I'm like, dang, I don't have a microwave to heat it up, but I find other things, but that's by far my best, my favorite meal.
Sounds delicious. You'll have to see a screenshot of it if you're going to have it today, and I'll put it in a little picture here for everyone to see. And then tell us your favorite muscle group that you love to work out.
I'm not sure I had one before, but as I told you last week, shoulders. Tomorrow's workout. Only my second one, because this is the second week of this one, but amazing. And it's something I've told you I need to work on. I know that if I do want to compete again, that those shoulder caps and that V, and it's amazing what you can do to your shoulders with such little weight.
Mm-hmm.
And the feeling you can have and that burn and that sensation. And then looking, you're kind of like, oh, I got a little rounding going on there. So I would have to say shoulders right now is by far my favorite.
Nice. Good, great muscle group. I definitely agree with you on that one. Well, Brandy, thank you so much, baby. This is going to help so many women just listening to you, especially from the mentality shift that you've had in the 6 months that you've been a part of the VIP program. It's been such a mental change, physical change. You're eating so much more food. Your body composition is still changing. Your body just loves food. And then really what you said too is like, I thought along my journey, it was just I was getting older, my metabolism was slowing down. Let that just be a tribute to everyone that's listening right now that's in their 40s, later 40s, going into the 50s, that you just got to eat right and eat enough of the right types of food. So for those of you who want to learn more about the programs WarriorBabe offers and how to get started, you guys can go to www.warriorbabe.com and become a part like Brandy is. And everyone that she talked about, our community, thousands of women who are getting toned and becoming stronger, more confident versions of themselves. Brandy, thank you, babe, for your time today. You are such an inspiration to so many women that are going to be listening to this interview.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.